Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, and happy, what was I gonna say, Sunday? It's Sunday. Happy Sunday. I hope everybody is having a wonderful weekend and a great day. It has been a productive day, and it's been a good day. So we're not gonna look towards the future. We're just gonna live in the now. Okay, so listen, earlier today, I finished watching episode 7 of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So that's what we're gonna talk about. Okay, so they start off where they left off from episode 6. And that was, let me think. They were still at the Chippendale show, but Jen was talking to Taylor, and she had just gotten off the phone with Zach. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what, when Zach was screaming at her, Zach had some damn nerve questioning Jen's character, because listen, she's okay enough for you to take her money and go gambling. You don't question her character then. So Jen says Zach already has a problem with her being a part of this group. Listen, I'm going to tell you why. And I heard that his family doesn't like the ladies from Mom Talk. He probably doesn't like it because she gets around women, she gets around other women, and they show her that, listen, you do have a voice. You can speak up. He doesn't like that because he likes to be controlling. He comes, from what I understand, he comes from a controlling family. And let's also talk about this, because Zach Affleck, now I thought it was Jen who was related to Ben Affleck. No, as it turns out, it is Zach. Zach's father is second cousins with Ben Affleck. So that makes Zach Affleck his third cousin. They have never even met him. They keep throwing up Affleck real quick. Ben Affleck don't even know you. Okay, listen, you know what? Out of the two of us, I'm closer with Ben Affleck because I actually met him. It was decades ago. However, I at least met him. I'm not related to him. I'm not third, 15th cousins. Okay. So we saw last week, Jen, Michaela, and Taylor, they leave and they go home, which, listen, Taylor is pregnant as pregnant can be. She needs to get out of there. She's tired. She's just tired. So, they show Zach at the casino. Zach's at the casino gambling. Dakota checks out to go outside and make a call to Brett. And he's talking about now listen, I'm a person whose mind goes to worst case scenario too. However, he's like, my mind's going to the worst case scenario. In my mind, they pull her up and they're all grinding on a very, very pregnant Taylor. Oh, now listen. And honestly, Brett's like, yeah, that ain't gonna happen, because it's not. Listen, as somebody who has gone to quite a few, male entertainer performances, no one has ever pulled up an extremely pregnant woman and grinded up on them. Never. It ain't never happened. It never will happen. That's stupid. So he's like crying about how he doesn't want to lose her. Well, listen, the way that you're acting, that could put a wedge between you, and that could be something that could push her further away. Okay. So they show the a little bit of the Chippendale show. They got the penis headbands and the wiggly penis headbands. They pull who they pull up? They pull Demi up, I think. And she touches his butt, but she touches his butt, but then she pulls him off like quickly. And then they pull Layla up because Layla's the only, the only single one. They didn't show that. They didn't show that much. But anyways, the ladies get home. All the other ladies get home. Jesse's talking about like how her husband updated his profile to be like, this, my job is this, but then I dance on the side for Chippendales, and he's really okay with it. Like he's laughing, he's having a good time with it. And that's when Jen mentions that she talked to Zach, and Zach is said he's done. He's just like, he is what's he say? He can't be with a woman who has no morals. And listen, amen to me. I completely agree with you. That's gross because she's the one who gave him kids. She's the one who's supporting his ass through med school. She doing all of that, and she gave him money to go gambling. And as it turns out, she didn't even go in and do anything. She was in the same room. She saw it. She stayed clean on the other side of the room. She didn't even look at them in the face. So that you're getting upset about that. These guys, and I agree, these men are stuck in a different era. And that era is the Handmaid's Tales era. Because they can't even look at a man. Oh, that's why I couldn't be a Mormon. So the next morning, they're all talking, and Demi says, well, hey, listen, Jen left the house because they're like, where's Jen? And they're like, she left the house at 2:00 in the morning because Zach wouldn't talk to her, and she had to go talk to her. And he texted her, and some of the things that he said to her were just terrible. He doesn't love her anymore. She's disgusting. Threatening to take the kids and move out to his mother's house. If you don't, again, you have to come talk to me now, or otherwise I'm doing all this. And then she also mentioned that Zach ripped on the other girls too, saying that Jess cheated on her first husband. Demi's divorced. Demi's divorced and married to a 50-year-old man. Let me tell you, Brett, he's fine. He's fine. So 50, if I was her age and he looked that good, hell yeah. And also that Macy and her husband are a joke because she walks all over him. Listen, my opinion, you have some nerve to judge people, Zach, because you blew through all the money that your family gave you. Like his family gave him money to like help out the family. He blew through all that money, probably gambling. And you're the person who didn't want certain people at your baby blessing because they're not strict in the Mormon religion. Well, listen, I'm not a Mormon, but from what I've seen on the show and heard all over the place, that gambling is not allowed in Mormon religion. So you're judging people, but you're not perfect. And I also put here, and also he's not related. He's not super close with Ben Affleck. We discussed that. Okay. So back in Utah, news of like Jen's problems on this trip reaches Whitney. Connor's telling her everything because he spoke to Jordan. I don't remember which one's married to Jordan, which wife is married to Jordan, but talks to Jordan, says everything's going on, and he asks her, do you think he's being serious with these threats? Whitney doesn't care. Whitney says, I don't care. And and she can see where he's coming from because she is a terrible friend. Because because the only person that reached out was Macy. Nobody else reached out. Listen, I'm going to tell you, once again, the reason why she left that group, why she unfollowed everybody and left that group, she wanted people to come after her and be like, please don't leave. And people were like, bitch, we're better without you. And also, she said, I'm glad I didn't go to that. You weren't invited because you left the group. So, don't do any of this. I'm so smart for not going. You left the group. You weren't invited. And she's saying about how she's choosing not to be in this group. I can't be friends with these kind of people. I can't be in this group. But listen, there's going to be a season 2. Your ass signed up with the quickness to get in on that. Because listen, from what I understand, Whitney is trying to become an actress. Yes, she's trying to become an actress. She already booked like jobs in LA, in Hollywood, on indie films. And so what is it? What is it? I'm gonna tell you, she's fake. When are you gonna have time for your homesteading? Because she's like, I'm looking forward to my homesteading. Yeah, okay. When are you gonna do that? For someone who's so like, oh, I'm so into my kiddos and into homesteading, and then you're out here becoming an actress. And her husband's gonna let her do it, because then she's gonna be like, if he doesn't let her do it, she's gonna be like, remember when you were on Tinder? And let me tell you another thing. This whole thing with I was on Tinder but nothing happened. Bullshit, I don't believe that. Why are you gonna go on Tinder to not do something? That makes no sense to me. So Jen, so everybody's outside in Vegas. Everybody's outside in the hot tub. Jen texts the group saying, listen, I stayed up all night and talked to Zach, but still there's no sign of her. Okay. So Dakota stops by the house. He busts in, he goes upstairs, talks to Taylor, and he was like, I apologize for overreacting. That's a good try, Dakota. But Taylor says, look, our issues are like a lot deeper. Like this isn't gonna fix everything. We got some issues that really we need to work on. And then he turns around, gaslights her, puts it on her, and was like, well, the person you are now is different. You've changed from when I met you. When I met you, you were fun and you were so loving. You've changed. No, don't put it, don't you dare put it on her. And listen, sure, she's changed, but you know why she's probably changed? She probably changed because she found out that you were lying. And she asks, how's this going to work with 2 broken people? How is 2 broken people going to make this work? I don't know. That's a very good question, because I don't trust him. She don't trust him. I don't trust him. Okay, so the ladies are going out to dinner. They're at dinner, and Demi calls Jen. Jen says, I'm at the house. I'm getting ready. I was going to call to see where you're at so I can meet you. And Demi's like, well, how are things? She's like, okay, great. How are things? Demi says they are, they're different. She says things are different and so much better than what they were before. Like, maybe I needed for this to happen. And Demi got off the phone and she was like, she sounded as if she was reading a statement. Like maybe like somebody was there with a gun to her head, making her talk like this. In my mind, I was like, oh, it was like a Stepford wife-ish kind of deal where he was like, you better say what I tell you to say. Like very controlling. So after dinner, the ladies go bar hopping. Taylor can't because she's on probation. So Macy and Michaela stay back and they stay with her. And Macy's gonna tell her about this confession that she received regarding Dakota. She was going back and forth and wasn't quite sure if she should do it or not. And then Michaela and somebody else were like, I think you should tell her now. So Macy tells her, and I didn't think about this before, but because it said, the confession said, I accidentally slept with Dakota. And I didn't think about it, but Taylor was like, what does that mean, accidentally slept with? Like you fell into sex? I don't understand that. But Taylor's like just too tired to think about any of it. But if he did sleep with someone else, then this is done. Like all of this is done, regardless of the fact that she's having a baby. Jen meets up with the ladies and she tells them Zach apologized, and I don't know if anyone else heard this, and for the most part, they figured it out. And she says, hey, listen, he knows he's in the wrong. Now listen, she's saying, sure, he's a narcissist, but the good outweighs the bad. But not really, because nothing good can come from a relationship with a narcissist, okay? They're just focusing on themselves. They don't give a shit about you. He don't give a shit about you. Also, I don't believe it whenever she says that he gets like this, only every few months. I don't think that's the case at all. And Layla makes a good point, because Layla says you wouldn't have gotten over it that easily if it doesn't happen a lot. And I think that's the truth. And then Jen kind of like, you can see her slipping a little, and maybe that she doesn't believe some of the stuff that she's saying about him. And when other people say what they think, that she's kind of letting go of this whole like false narrative. In my opinion, Demi was absolutely right when she said the problem with the Mormon religion is that people are getting married so young. People are getting married at like 19 and 20. And she said it's before your brain is formed, but it's at that time when you're between like, when you're a young adult, like, you know, when you're between like 18 and 24, when you're like in that area and you're an adult, but you don't have like a lot of lived experiences. I mean, most people, I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people, and probably a lot of Mormons, have not, you know, gone out there and lived like this big giant life. I mean, they might have gone on mission, but mission, from what I've read, I'm not Mormon, so I've never been on one, but it seems like to me, a mission is you're going to a foreign country, and you're knocking on doors, and you're handing out pamphlets, and you're discussing the religion. So I don't think you're not really like seeing all of the world all that the world can offer, and all of these different cultures. So I'm completely with Demi on that. And it turns out that Jen is actually it seems to me like Jen is very conflicted. Like she says that when she started speaking out and had a voice, that was when Zach became controlling. He wants to get her away from this group of women who are, encouraging her to speak up. And a very good point, listen, about the children seeing Jen accepting that behavior, because they're going to see her just accepting him being controlling and him talking to her like this. And the children, especially her daughters, is going to see like, okay, this is acceptable behavior. So if it happens in the future, she's just going to stay in the situation because of her mother, of seeing her mother staying in that situation. Plus also, if she continues in the Mormon faith, to me, it seems like that's what they want you to do in the Mormon religion. Stay in it. That's what a perfect wife does. Stay in it. And they're gonna stay in it. So even if it's to their detriment. So there we go. That is Real Housewives. That is Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And next Sunday, I'm going to be talking about the finale. I am also going to go through and I am going to find some information because I watched a very good video. It was almost 2 hours, but it was from, I cannot remember her name. It was on YouTube, and she talked about all of this and like what did not make it onto the show and some people that did not make it onto the show, because like the cast that we have now, when they say like the OG of this Mom Talk was like Taylor, Whitney, and I think they said Macy. It's not true. That's not true at all. It was Taylor who started the whole thing. And then there were a few other women who joined her that are not on the show. And then Whitney was brought in. Layla and Whitney were brought in. And I think she said the last one to join was Demi, maybe. But interesting, very interesting. And so I'm going to go through, and I think maybe this, not next Sunday, but Sunday after, maybe I might talk about that. Kind of interesting. So, okay, in the comments, let me know what you thought. And also, if nobody told you yet today, you were loved, seen, and heard, please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world so it comes right back at you. Please, number one, be aware of your surroundings. Take care. Nope, let's start over. Be aware of your surroundings. Be smart. Be safe. Please hydrate often with water. And number four, if you are in a situation that is dangerous, be it weather related or not, please be mindful, be aware, be smart, and be safe. Dolly and I are sending out our love, prayers, thoughts, and positive energy. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow for hopefully a little discussion, little chit chat about the other Mormon wives. Well, the one Mormon wife and the 3 smart ones that got away, and that is sister wives. So I will see you guys tomorrow.